I'm gonna tell you what, guys, it has been one roller coaster of a month. I'd like to give a special shout out to my new top tier Wizard Master patron, Chris, the real Bookaholic. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and today, guys, we are wrapping up February 2023. But before we get into that, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help us grow. And while you're doing all that, make sure to check the description box down below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord and links to all my social media, including information about my Patreon. And guys, it has been a hectic month. There are a lot of life changes kind of coming down the pipeline. I am hoping to get back to my original schedule of 3 videos a week, preferably with a live video at least once a week. I do want to continue Wizardly Ramblings. We kind of put a pause on that for this month just due to the accident that happened in my family. For those of you who do not know, my mother-in-law had a kitchen accident where she caught fire. And so she has been dealing with severe burns in the hospital all month. So that has been quite trying for the family. We are hopefully going to be bringing her home here soon. But that has, of course, affected my reading as well as my mental health. So I've just been kind of trying to cut back a little bit, focus on family. I'm still trying to get through my review copies. I am currently closed the channel for accepting review copies unless we have already spoken, or if I'm already currently reading the series. So if I'm already started your series, feel free to continue to submit review copies and things of that nature. Right now, I'm just kind of putting a stop to that. I need to kind of get through what I've already got, and I can't really accept any more right now. So that's just the general public service announcement out of the way. Let's talk about what I've read, and we're going to start with the digital copies. We've got G.M. White's The Royal Champion series, and I read The Swordsman's Descent. This was a kind of mood read thing because I've always loved G.M. White's Royal Champions with just The Swordsman's Intent. And what's the other one? Oh no. Anyway, I'm reading The Swordsman's Descent. I had this as soon as I start talking, like just it escapes my mind. But it's good to be back with Liliana and Belasco, and I just love this very light fantasy series because there's magic in the world, but like nobody really believes in the magic, and so when they see it, they kind of scoff at it, and it's just very light on the magic. But we get to really explore Belasco and, you know, how he's dealing with being an older, aging gentleman and everything that goes along with being the royal champion. We're dealing with the outcomes of the first book, and I'm just really, really in love with this series. I believe I'm going to do a Why You Should Read. I also want to get physical copies of this just because this is a series that I need to have on my shelf. It's so good. Also digitally, I listened to the audiobook of More Than a Gunslinger, which is More Than a Human novel by J.R. Carroll. And I have a dedicated video coming out for this book. It was a lot of fun. It was just in your face. It just kind of, it just goes. And I'll explore my thoughts deeper on this one in my video review. But I did enjoy this experience. Not a lot of people have read this one yet, and I think if you're looking for something fun, action-packed, set in with, like, you know, monsters and, you know, myth and vampires and ogres and minotaurs and goblins and everything like that in a Wild West setting, you're gonna like this. So I did read that one, and then I think that's all of my digital reads. Okay, so I also did. We're moving on to physical here. I did a buddy read with Kay from Kay's Hidden Shelf for Butcher, Baker, Candlestick Taker. This is a period mystery set in Spokane, Washington, I believe in 1900? I think I've gotten the year right, 1900 or 1901. And this was just incredibly enjoyable. If I didn't say already, this is by Patricia Meredith. This is the Spokane Clock Tower Mysteries. There's currently 3 books out in this series, and guys, I I loved this. Like, this was so good, especially the end. Like, the end, my eyes were just like saucers the entire time, just, oh my word. Like, when the reveal happens, it is just, my eyes got like as big as saucers. I guess I already said that, but I absolutely loved this experience. We are going to be continuing this next month with I believe Cupboards All Bared, but this one was absolutely astounding. I loved the pacing, I loved the characterization, I loved the period setting. I pretty much loved everything about it. Like, this one was really good. So I'll be continuing that one. I hope to be talking with the author in the next few months. There's a lot of authors I really want to talk to. But yeah, anyway, I continued A Song of Ice and Fire with A Clash of Kings, which is even better than A Game of Thrones. There was nothing here I really didn't like. Like, I felt like everything progressed in a great way, which has me excited for A Storm of Swords. I'm really looking forward. I should be talking with Joanna Souza on her channel for the live discussion for this one. We'll see if I'm available, just because of all the live stuff that has kind of cropped up. So I hope to be a part of that discussion, but if I'm unable to, get childcare coverage, then of course I will have to back out of that. But just know, I loved this. I absolutely loved this book. And I should probably do a video about it, just kind of chronicling my experience with Song of Ice and Fire. I've been having a thought lately where I want to kind of do a reading vlog. I have no idea how to do a reading vlog, and usually I'm so engrossed in what I'm reading that I don't think to turn on a camera and record my thoughts. So if you are interested in seeing a reading vlog from somebody who has no idea how to do a reading vlog, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see what I can't work out. Then there was my patron pick for the month. We're gonna save that one because that's my book of the month. But we're gonna do my next book, which was the patron pick for this month, and that was Son of the Black Sword by Larry Correia. The Mylar cover shows a lot of glare, but yeah, we've got it kind of right here. It's black cover, but this one was probably a 4 out of 5. This was my 3, 7. This is my 11th Larry Correia book that I have read, and it was really enjoyable, action-packed. There's a great twist. I almost DNF'd this, and then you get to chapter 10, and there's this twist in the story, and it's so great that I was just like, what? And then I had to read it through to the end. Ashok is his name Ashok? I think I've gotten that. Yeah, Ashok Vidal is an amazing protagonist. And I loved everything. I didn't love everything because I obviously was going to DNF after the first 10 chapters. And then, anyway, after learning what the twist was, I loved this book. It's really good, and I can't wait to continue this series because I've got the next 2, and then the 4th book drops in April? ? I don't know. But yeah, I loved Son of the Black Sword. I then read Dragon Wing. This is Deathgate Book 1, Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. And I did this one on audio. I don't remember the narrator's name. He did a really good job. This was not what I expected it to be. When hearing about Deathgate Cycle, they're like, it's nothing like Dragonlance. Yes, it is. It's still Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. It's just a little less D&D based, but you can still tell it's Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. This is a lot sillier than I was anticipating it to be. This one's about a 3.5 out of 5. One of the POVs is incredibly annoying. The villain is mustache twirly. And it's got a side, like, if you call something the Deathgate Cycle, I'm not expecting that level of humor and silliness to be in the world. So it kind of caught me off guard. I was expecting something more adult, more mature, from Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman, which that's on me because it's Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. They're still the same authors. So this still felt very much like it's them writing. I enjoyed the story, but I'm probably going to give this until book 3 before I decide whether or not I'm going to read all 7 books. I have all 7 books, but yeah, I was expecting more dragons. I mean, the world is very unique and very creative and stuff like that, but this definitely was not what I was expecting it to be. So there is that. I then finished Tide. I should probably remove my bookmark. That would help. I finished Tide Child, and this is The Bone Ship's Wake. This is the last book. I don't want to spoil it. I loved this. This was really, really good. All of the emotional payoff and all of the emotional damage that you can possibly expect this series to deliver to you, it does that in absolute spades. Like, I mean, just from where we start in book 1 to where we end up in book 3, like, they're not even comparable. Like, it's such a great progression of story and seeing where the bonds that these characters have formed. I mean, it's hard to talk about without being, while being non-spoilery. If you haven't read Tide Child yet, like, I can't recommend this enough. It is incredibly good. Incredibly good. I also want to do a Why You Should Read on this. I just want to do a bunch of Why You Should Reads. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll stop doing book reviews and start doing Why You Should Reads. No, I'm not going to do that. But I had to swap something in and swap something out this month when the news happened. And I ended up swapping. I don't remember what I swapped out. It was a big, chunky book. And I was like, I don't have time to read that, but I still want to get through a review copy. So I swapped in Seasons of Albion by Elon Marsh and Christopher Warman. This was sent to me for review. I've done a Goodreads review, and of course I posted it to Amazon as well. But, like, again, also caught me off guard. This is, when you see the cover, you kind of think, oh, this is a whimsical fare. Like, I mean, you see, like, this refinery or these smoke things right here, but you see this kind of light sky with this beautiful font, and you're like, oh, this is going to be an adventure. This story is incredibly dark. This is 4 short stories stitched together, and each short story is basically a grim fairy tale. And if you know what that entails, like, they don't have good endings, but it is a whole story, and this was very, very good. It was just kind of jarring. The second one, which is called The Father, really messed me up. Like, I almost put the book down at The Father, and then I was just like, no, I have to know how it ends. And so I picked it back up to finish it, and then I had to finish the rest of the book. It's incredibly short. It's incredibly good, but keep some tissues nearby, because this one will gut punch you, and it will catch you off guard if you're not ready and expecting it. This is one that I started reading, and then just due to mental health, like, I wasn't in a place to be able to digest the prose and the detail within the world. And so I'm going to come back to this one at a later date when I'm in a better frame of mind. That's P.L. Stewart's The Last of the Atlanteans. This is book 2 in Drowned Kingdom. I got about 21% into this story, and it was really good. It was really compelling, but P.L. writes great detail, and he gets into the nitty-gritty of what's going on and, like, why every specific thing is happening and how it has come about. And I just didn't have the attention span to give the love that this book deserves. So I'm going to put this on the shelf for probably a couple months, and I'm going to come back to it so that I can truly appreciate what's going on here, because this is a great evolution. And I will say this, like, I had messaged PL, and I was just like, hey, I wish you had put in a story so far, because it's been so long since I read A Drowned Kingdom. He's like, give it a couple chapters. Don't worry, I do in-story recaps. And let me tell you what, it works. Because, like, even though I was, far removed from A Drowned Kingdom, I remembered everything probably 5-6 chapters, and he's so good at recounting the story within the tale to remind you kind of what's happened, but he does it in story. It's really effective, and I really, really enjoyed that. So I want to come back to this one because, PL is an author that I not only respect, I love him as an individual, and I think this story deserves me giving it the attention it deserves. So I'm going to put this as a not for now and come back to it when I'm in a better frame of mind. Alright, I then read Keeper of the Keys, Cycle of Fire, Book 2. And guys, I'm going to tell you here right now, Cycle of Fire is a underappreciated masterpiece. So far, it's 2 for 2. I've loved every story. I am now ride or die for Janie Wirtz. And frankly, like, more people need to be reading Cycle of Fire. Like, this has been flying under the radar. Everybody loves War of Light and Shadow, and I love that Janny Words gets that recognition for that series. But if you're looking for a great entry point into Janny Words' works that maybe has a little bit more digestible prose and has a great classic story, please check out Cycle of Fire. I am planning to do a book review for Keeper of the Keys, which is something I don't normally do. This is how much I love this series. I don't normally review every single book. And this is a bind-up of 3. I don't normally review every single book in a trilogy. I am planning to do that for Cycle of Fire and a Why You Should Read. And then, if she is willing, I am going to reach out to some content creators who have already read this, Nico being one of them that I know of, and then I might reach out to somebody else, and I plan to have Janny on the channel to discuss Cycle of Fire, because frankly this is flying under the radar and you need to be checking this out. Alright, and then let's talk about my book of the month, and then I've got 3 books that, I'm recording this a hair early just because, again, time is very, very tight right now with everything that's going on. So this is just a hair early. These are 3 short books that I haven't quite gotten to yet, but I will probably talk about either in a short or a mid-month wrap-up, something like that in February. But I want to talk about my book of the month because I want to start doing books of the month just because I want to express my love of books for you. For you? To you. I don't know. We're going to talk Terravenium Chronicles by Dido Abbott, and this is Debunked. And guys, this is so fun. I have so much love for this story. It's silly. It's kind of in the style of Douglas Adams with a little bit of just Terry Pratchett thrown in there for flavor and spice. It's just kind of, Salt Bae, a little bit of Terry Pratchett in there. It's so good. We've got airships. We've got bubble portal fantasies. We've got coming of age. We've got analyzation of self-worth. We've got family curses. We've got mad scientist camels, cities of mad scientists, dirigibles, evil overlord lizards. We've just got so much built into this world. It's fun. It's really digestible and readable. And I mean, I love everything about this madcap book. It was so good. I have a video book review for Debunked on the channel. I'll link it up right there? Right there. It's going to be somewhere. Please check it out. This book was awesome. And then, of course, the 3 that I haven't quite gotten to yet that I would like to get to, I've still got about 5 days left in the month, so whether or not I'll read all 3 of these is very questionable. But we've got I Anonymous's Baden Hill. This is a continuation of his Wars of Wrath. I've got the audio and the physical edition of this book. I liked Gerzel, so I'm interested to see what happens here. Then one I've just been meaning to read for months and months and months. We've got Starbinder by Mark Timoney. This is a novella. I bought this months ago, and it's only like 85 pages. Why haven't I read this? So I'd like to get this in here soon. And then, of course, we have got Fetch Phillips' book 2, Dead Man in a Ditch. I loved book 1, Last Mile in Center City. I would like to get to this one as well. That said, guys, that is my February 2023 wrap-up. Let me know how your reading month went in the comments down below. And as always, till next time, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.